All right, everybody, welcome to Lockpod, Belgium's top-rated podcast, where you get what you pay for.
Only 2 more episodes this season, including this one.
Yep, season 6, episode 23.
We're winding down.
It's like episode 160-something. It's a lot.
We just did our whole show while we were on mute, so we can just wrap it up, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
right.
That'd be great. I got a busy day.
It was kind of a heavy intro.
You guys would
no
have
one
liked
heard.
it. It was great.
Listen,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
this is going to be sort of a heavy show, I have a feeling. As everybody knows, we had somewhat of a tragedy yesterday in the Chicagoland area, something that's all too common. We're going to get to that after we do ads, but you know, it's good to be back. Good to see you guys. Like Kevin said, we do only have 2 episodes left of season 6, so we're sort of excited, I think.
Yeah, it was kind of a long weekend, too. It was kind of funny, right? Yesterday, I texted you mid-afternoon. I was like, hey, we pre-show? And you're like, good point. I guess we got a pre-show. It's Monday.
I was afraid somebody was going to forget that today was a show.
John. Here he is, though. He showed.
Who was surprised about the show today? Joe?
I mean, I
Joe
didn't know I was on here until
3 in the morning.
Until Lindsay mailed in the rest of the season.
So Joe was definitely surprised. She counts in the surprise.
super
credit.
surprised.
John?
After a holiday, it's more of like an ominous thing approaching. You don't want to do,
dark
but you know
cloud.
it's coming.
It takes work to do what we do. I know it doesn't sound like it.
It doesn't seem like it.
It does not seem like it. Kevin was not surprised about the show.
I was not.
I would count myself in the surprise category. So Kevin and I, when we pre-show, we usually go to True.
Yeah, we go to True.
That's what used to be a sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
We go there and we like take out our laptops and we crank out
Now
a
you
show.
don't go there anymore because they're not.
We do. We still do.
We do.
We still love them.
Yeah, we still love them, even though.
Mm-hmm. They'll come back.
Even though ... We all know. But so Kevin and I yesterday, we went to True.
Mm-hmm.
Closed.
Tom calls and says, I checked Google, they're open. I was
It said it was open
I
on
agree.
Google.
I agree, yeah. And then
Closed.
Must be the regular hours, not the 4th of July hours.
So Kevin's like, you know what? Never closes. Mexican restaurants. And I'm like, good point. So we went to Casa Del Mar.
Closed.
Closed. Son of a gun.
But
And then
Tom was a good detective. He found a place that was open.
Applebees.
Oh,
Applebees in Munster. When was the last time you
Wow.
went to Applebees?
I can't.
A decade.
I was there maybe 2 months ago.
Oh,
Really? Which
wow.
one?
Good
One in
drink
Munster?
specials during the day.
It's been day drinking for Jill on a Wednesday.
You were day drinking? No, we'll get to that later. Is this a work day? I hope not.
I clocked out early.
It was
So
one of those
you went to
days.
the
It
one
was
in
a
Munster?
meeting. Yeah, the one on Ridge.
Yeah.
Ridge, yeah.
Man, it's looking a little rough, I would say.
Is it?
It's like still the new one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's still the
Where's
new
the
one, but
newest
everything's,
Applebee's?
everything's a little old.
We were talking about this. You don't see Applebee's getting built very often anymore.
No more commercials. And
Yeah.
this, it's
They're
like
just mailing it in.
they're mailing it in now.
Yeah.
Just like Chili's.
The
They're
lady
mailing it
helping
in.
us last
Are there
night was
still
not
Chili's?
mailing it in. She was great, right?
Yes,
Debbie
the
was great.
server came.
We appreciate Debbie.
Yes, she
Debbie
was
was
good.
busting her ass for us last night. She recognized as soon as I came in.
Yeah, she's like, hey, Mayor.
She's like, "Are you on the news or something right now?" I said, "I don't think so." I hope
What
not.
happened?
And
Were
I
you
think
wearing that shirt?
No,
No.
I was not.
That is an incredible shirt, by the way.
My wife gave it to me.
That is
That is,
amazing.
That's
very
something. I'm just gonna
defensive.
say
Doing
that's
that?
something.
You guys making fun of me?
No,
Marissa
it's
gave it to me,
legit
yeah.
amazing.
They are making fun of me, ladies and gentlemen.
I know you like Hawaiian shirts. This is it's,
Oh wait, I just noticed that your name is on.
I think it's badass.
you
It's
did.
Incredible.
It's all
I
over it.
just noticed.
There's a lot of discussion about this shirt.
No, I think it's cool.
My wife gave it to me. You know how like when your mom dresses you and you go to school and
they're like-
everybody beats you up? I feel like that's going
When
on
your
right
grandma
now.
knit you a sweater.
I'm like,
Got
Marissa
it.
was so happy when I walked out. I'm like, bye, honey. She's like, you look so great. I'm like,
I'm so proud of you.
I knew I was going to get verbally beat up as soon as I got here.
I love it.
It's great.
Thanks.
I want to go on
Yeah,
record.
you're just saying that because
No, no.
Marissa's. Marissa's
Where did she
listening.
get
I
it
thought the
made?
analogy of your mom sending you to school is great.
And you're just like, you look so cute, honey. I'm like, uh-huh.
Picture day.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Mom.
Fantastic. Marissa's
awesome.
in chat.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So
Said
you
F
guys
you,
are screwed.
man.
So you guys are screwed. Thanks, honey. I love it.
So Applebee's.
Yeah, so Applebee's. So we go to Applebee's and we were having a discussion that you don't see Applebee's getting built very often
No,
anymore.
or ads anymore, right? Very
so
few.
we determined that Applebee's is in the cash cow phase.
Mhm.
They're just milking their stores for everything they got.
Mailing
just like
it in.
squeezing the milk out. And we
For
were part
sure.
of the milk
Not
last night.
reinvesting any of it.
No,
No.
Their
no.
stores.
No commercials, no improvements.
Yeah.
It's like the freaking menu's the same. I haven't been there in a decade. It's the
What
same
did you
menu.
have? What did you have?
I had tequila lime
chicken.
chicken. I had same shit I ordered when I was like in my 30s.
Oh,
And
you
the
should've went with
tortilla
the
soup. The
wonton.
Tortilla soup. It was
the
great.
wonton tacos on the appetizer.
That was on
Delicious.
there. That was on
Delicious.
there. I didn't get it, but it was on
Next
there.
time.
I just felt like I was eating a lot of preservatives. While
Listen,
I was there.
man, the
Yeah.
food was
Did
really
you go
good.
there
though.
for health food?
We
No,
went there
we
because it was
normally-
open.
But the food was good, right, Kevin?
It was fine, yeah.
My food was good.
Yeah, it was
The
fine.
soup, I inhaled the soup.
Mm-hmm.
I had 2 Coronas, which I don't drink beer very often, and 1.5 Coronas.
Mm-hmm.
And Debbie was great. Thank you, Debbie.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a button here.
Yeah. There was a little.
Oh.
There was an issue,
Yeah, the
and
dude.
this is like an issue in America.
Is it the dude?
no.
The
Yeah.
dude across from us?
I mean, we are pre-showing this dude kitty corner to us.
Yeah.
With his family, by the way.
Whole family at the table.
Yeah, whole family at the table. He is FaceTiming some friend of his on high volume.
Yeah.
About
Like open
15,
to
20
the
minutes.
audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's what I don't understand. Why do people FaceTime? What's the
people,
draw
that I
of
don't
that?
know.
People
That-
do
ever?
FaceTime. I agree.
but
That's
people
fine.
do also have he would have been just as bad, and people do this too. They put their phone on speaker.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's
it's
rude
just
too, yeah.
loud. I mean, this was max volume.
But it was FaceTime, and that goes
Yeah.
back to what Jill asked. Why don't you just talk to the on the
Yeah.
phone?
I
That's what
never
people used to.
FaceTime.
No,
It-
never.
I think we're too
Ever.
old, honestly.
It
Like
would've
you
been
see
just
the
as-
younger generation,
Yes.
Eva stay on. She's on FaceTime all the time.
and they don't even like Eva herself.
Yeah.
She never FaceTimes me. What's up with that?
Well, she probably
I thought
doesn't
you
like
didn't
you.
like
I
it.
don't know.
She
But like
probably
seriously, like when you're FaceTiming, like I notice the younger folk when they FaceTime, they don't even look at it really.
no.
You'll be like just sitting there, minding your own business, putting your
Yeah.
makeup on or do whatever, and then it's just on in the background,
Yeah.
right? It's like
It's
you don't even need to
ridiculous.
FaceTime. See, like my age, we talk to each other.
Yes,
on
we
the
try
phone.
to. We
Right.
try to.
don't
But
know.
I mean, this guy it was so rude. He had it on max volume. He was ignoring his family, by the way. I would say 15 minutes he's talking to this friend of his.
and by the way, everybody in that whole area heard the whole
Oh,
conversation.
yeah. On and on. I'm thinking,
Who
what,
does that?
What
It's
idiot.
so rude. It's rude.
It's ridiculous.
What's
It's
up
so-
with that, America? I'm anti talking loud on your on a
On your
speakerphone.
phone in a restaurant.
I'm gonna
or
put that
somewhere
on my
other-
platform for
People
US
do it in an
Senate.
elevator. I was in an elevator. Somebody did that. I
It's
was like,
bullshit.
Turn your effing
You
phone
have
off.
to change your Twitter bio right now for your campaign page.
Against public display. What is it? What's the
Yeah,
terminology?
what would be the terminology?
Egregious.
There's got to be a
phone.
word for that. Chad, help us. There's probably some
Jill's
word for
on it,
this.
I could tell.
Yes, Jill will figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me-
So
What was
don't-
his family doing?
They were sitting there
and not
bored.
saying anything.
So
They
He
were
literally was
obviously
talking
eating good
15.
in the neighborhood.
15 or 20 minutes on speakerphone, loud enough for everybody in that whole section.
I
to
assumed
hear
it was like
But-
wife and 2 daughters.
But what was
and
he
he's talking
talking
to
about?
some
Was
dude.
it anything good?
I don't
it was-
know. We were doing pre-show.
Yeah. It
So
wasn't
if the
anything
show
good.
sucks today, it's that guy's fault.
I was just shocked that like he didn't no self-recognition of how rude and ridiculous
People
he
don't
was being.
care though.
That's the problem with America.
People
People are
don't
ignorant.
care. Yeah.
People are ignorant. We have ignorant people in our country, and they're so ignorant they don't even realize that they're they're impacting other people in their area.
even
And,
like-
and if they do, they just don't care, which
They don't
sucks
care.
even worse.
That's like for like 4th of July. If you're popping fireworks off at 2 a.m, like,
Ignorant.
come on, people
Ignorant.
gotta
Rude.
go to work. Yeah,
Ignorance
rude.
should be a felony. Ignorance.
Oh,
Class D felony.
Everyone would be in
I'm charging you with ignorance, sir.
My
Right?
citizen's arrest.
So my
Right?
Yeah.
That's it.
yeah,
I like
yeah.
this. I like this.
Ignorance.
So like in Chili's in Applebee's last night.
Oh,
Same
no.
thing.
Is it a
Different-
federal crime or is it a state crime?
I think it's a local ordinance or
Okay.
maybe,
Throw
Not
the
an ordinance.
book
It's
at
a
Alright, fine.
felony.
That's a
Call in the
state
police.
misdemeanor.
State police come in. Sorry, sir. We're charging you with ignorance. Class D felony. Arrest him on the spot. Everybody in the whole restaurant would be like,
Maybe like a C misdemeanor. Like a 60 days. Yeah,
misdemeanor.
That's reasonable.
No. Ignorance is a plague on society.
Yeah, but a felony?
Yes,
Like
felony.
take away-
And then
Throw the
and if
book
you
at
get a
him.
second ignorance, it's like a C or a D. Like it gets. Yeah, we don't need these people in society. They need to go away.
Level 4 felony.
And I'm saying, okay, maybe you do start off with a misdemeanor for
Yeah.
the asshole with the phone, right? But like, if you're blowing off fireworks at 2 a.m, that should probably be a felony.
Ignorance.
Ignorance, Class D felony.
Level 6.
Go to jail. Yeah, I forgot they don't do Class D.
Yeah,
anymore.
that shows you how old we are.
That shows you how old I am, how long it's been since I practiced criminal law. They changed from letters to
Numbers.
right?
Oh, they never covered that on Law and Order, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's state to state. Don't worry.
So anyway,
Yes, ignorant. I like that.
I hope
the
that guy's
crime of
listening.
ignorance.
I hope that guy's listening.
He's probably on his face. He's probably not. He's probably FaceTiming that guy
Yeah,
still.
it is. So anyway,
All right, let's do some ads.
Sure.
We do have some unfortunate stuff to cover today.
We're going to cover
including
what
shooting,
happened in
so-
Highland Park yesterday. Another unfortunate mass shooting. And I, unfortunately, probably by the time my November election rolls around, there'll probably be a dozen more mass shootings between now and November 8th. 2022, which is very unfortunate. And I predict at least a dozen mass shootings.
As much as I hope you're wrong, I don't know how I could even argue that you may be wrong because of what's happening right
Senator
now.
Todd Young, who's one of the reasons that we're having such mass shootings because he takes $3 million from the NRA, will send his thoughts and prayers at least a dozen more times
Probably
between
already
now.
did.
Thoughts and prayers to the victims of X, another mass shooting in America. He'll send out at least a dozen more before Election Day, and he'll keep collecting those checks too. So,
all right, let's do some ads, and we'll get right back to it.
Cantrell, attorneys at law, injured or in trouble with the law,
Charged with ignorance.
Charged with ignorance, a Class D felony. I'm going to push this at the U.S. Senate level. Ignorance, Class D felony. Give us a call.
Federal crime of
ignorance.
McDermott for Senate.
That's right.
Make ignorance illegal.
Ignorance should be a felony.
I'm still at a misdemeanor with you, but yeah.
Okay, misdemeanor for the first. Yeah. If you get 2 ignorance charges, go to prison.
Well, you know how
big
they
guy.
like it.
You're
Maybe like
too
this.
stupid to be in society.
So maybe like this. You know how like resisting law enforcement starts as a misdemeanor, but it can be as a felony.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Different levels of ignorance.
Yeah.
Like talking in an elevator.
Yeah,
or whatever.
it's probably
talking
not a felony.
Right. Like
the guy in Applebee's last night shouldn't go to federal prison.
Right. Or even
or
state
shouldn't
prison.
go to state prison.
Right.
Okay.
So maybe just the county jail for a week or something.
How about Jill's guy with 2 a.m. fireworks?
It's getting there.
Felonious, dude, for sure.
See John's on the felony trail on that.
Okay,
Dude,
that
come
guy.
on.
Anything involving a weapon,
Oh, felony, yeah.
screw you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you shooting a weapon in public and you get
But
caught,
being dumb in public, like FaceTiming in a restaurant,
that's not
at
a
loud
felony.
volume,
That shouldn't be a
that's
felony.
a misdemeanor.
Unless it's a second offense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
maybe
screw
even-
you,
yeah,
buddy. You're
yeah.
too stupid. You can't, you're ruining America.
All right, so if you've been
With
charged
your
with
loud
ignorance,
talking
go to
in
Cantrell and
Applebee's.
Cantrell.
See, like, so obviously Kevin and I had strong feelings about that guy in Applebee's last night.
It was so bad.
I think that's what you get for going. Isn't that the caliber of folks in Applebee's?
John, I said
Yeah.
that. I said that on the way out. I said, you know what?
I did
Here's
not.
what we get for going to Applebee's.
I got a lot of Applebee votes out there. Thank you. I love
There you
people that go
go.
to Applebee's. I'm
Yeah.
encouraging people that go to Applebee's to vote for me.
We're
Thank
going
you.
back to true.
If I
The
win,
people
we're
that
gonna
don't go to
have more
Applebe's vote for Todd Young. Okay, I want the Applebee's vote.
All right.
I want
all
the whole
vote.
thing. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not discriminatory against where you go to eat, even though Applebee's sucks.
I am.
I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to go back to true. But
Kevin's an elitist. You're
He
not
is.
going back to
no.
Applebee's.
Mm.
Injured or in trouble with the law? Give us a call. Schedule a consultation today with somebody who's in the court or at the jail every day by calling John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW. That's 219-554-4529. Or visit our website at bettercallcantrell.com.
The Challenger Learning Center has registration now open to book their field trip for 2022-2023 school year. So teachers, educators, and parents, listen up. From simulated space missions to rocket labs, planetarium shows, and more. For program and pricing information, visit clcnwi.com. That's clcnwi.com, or call 219-989-3250.
Miss Britt. Miss Print specializes in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and under budget. Miss Print's experience and technology allows them to offer custom, commercial, on-demand printing, sign solutions, and that's right, metal business cards.
Wow.
Rick Baltonsberger and his team have served the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana markets for over 30 years. Miss Print has 2 convenient locations to serve you in Munster and in Hammond.
I wanted to give Rick a shout out for putting Munster has this thing where they're putting like tulips out in front of businesses, I noticed. And Rick has the logo of the Dutch soccer team on his and it's in the orange. Tom almost tripped over the table, but he made it back.
And there goes the live stream. He just pulls the main power source.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon. I think we got that on camera.
It's on camera.
Is
Watch
the gold
it.
standard
There's
of
a delay.
Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look for Tortilla Nuevo Leon. Popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón.
Didn't Eli just have a birthday?
Did he?
Thought I
Happy
saw-
birthday, Eli.
Yeah, I thought I saw he had a birthday. And if not, well,
Happy birthday. I
A
mean,
very merry unbirthday.
or super early.
yeah.
Of course. Yes.
Yeah.
You're good at those.
Thank you. I listened to that podcast again. It's funny. Where I wished Jill a birthday like 4 months early. It said it like I'm probably going to do it again this year. Just be prepared.
On purpose.
It's on my calendar. I think I hope I fixed it. We'll find out.
We'll find out. It's the
Yeah.
mystery of season 10.
Yeah, right.
Will he or won't he?
That's a good reason to stay involved.
Stay tuned.
I get one today.
Oh, here comes Jill.
Joey likes Salinas photography. After more than 10 years of traveling across the state of Indiana, Joey likes Salinas has captured photos of the historic downtowns of nearly every city and town in the entire state of Indiana.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a lot. If you are an elected official, lawyer, judge, or just someone who loves Indiana history and architecture, a framed and matted collage of any or all 92 courthouses can be purchased. All of Joey's work, including his Indiana University campus collection, can be found at joeylaxsalinas.com.
That's Joey, L-A-X, Salinas.com.
All right.
Thanks, Joey, for that. Coming in late in this
He's the best
episode, but he is an unbelievable photographer.
Go to his website and you'll see beautiful pictures. I believe he started in Hammond. I mean,
I think
we were
that's
one
right.
of his...
Well, he's a Gavitt kid. He
Right,
went to
but
Hammond.
if we weren't his first city, we were one of his first cities.
And you've got some of his great work
I got
in
his
your
work
office
all over
and
City Hall. Yeah, he's done all the shots in Hammond. So.
Phenomenal.
All right, so for those of you that were at a parade yesterday, celebrating the 4th of July yesterday, this story out of Highland Park hit home. And I know the national narrative is another violent shooting in Chicago. Highland Park's not Chicago, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that aren't aware, it's a suburb of Chicago. It's not
even in the same county.
Not even same county. It's 25 miles north of Chicago. It's in the Chicago metro area. How about that?
If people have heard of or people that are Tom and my age, like you think of like Risky Business,
That's
and
right.
like those movies that were done like North Shore,
Right.
Like it's
Michael
very
Jordan
close to
lived
Lake
there.
Forest,
Right.
Okay, Lake Forest, everybody
way
knows
up
is one of
there.
the most wealthy communities in the country, and it's probably one of the wealthiest Chicago suburbs. It's right up there.
It's Hammond is much closer to Chicago, and we're a completely separate city and completely separate state. We're much closer to Chicago than Highland Park.
We border Chicago, right?
So the national narrative just wanted it to fit in neatly with this, Chicago national narrative that Chicago's so dangerous. This has nothing to do with Chicago. Has nothing to do with Lori Lightfoot. Has nothing to do with that at all. So for those people that got an anti-Chicago agenda, I hate to burst your bubble. Highland Park's not Chicago.
No.
Let's just start off with that. Kevin, you want to go on from there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I think Tom hit it on the head, and that is that for all of us that went to a parade for 4th of July, we walked a parade. We were together, we walked a parade with thousands of people there, and it never even, although I guess maybe it should anymore, it never even entered my mind like, oh, this is probably a dangerous place to be. Oh, this is something where some terrible violence could happen. Right? I mean, I don't think that way.
Well,
I know
it's sad. I do notice these things as a mayor. I notice
Sure.
like in Whiting, they do a good job in Whiting, which is where we were yesterday, which is it's a 100-year-old parade, 100-plus-year-old parade. I noticed that they had like the
Public Works vehicles.
The public works vehicles like a block off the route so that nobody could even get close. So I did notice that kind of stuff.
And that started just a couple years ago
Of
because
course.
of people ramming trucks through public places.
That's
right.
right. So and when we hold events like that, like parades or
Similar.
we're doing the same thing in Hammond. Our job is to challenge the police, and the police's job, by the way, and the police do this anyway, is try to think of the most sick. When I think about the Festival of the Lakes, I try to think like somebody that wants to cause harm, how they would think. What's the easiest way to get a truck into here? What's the easiest way to get a weapon into here? What's the easiest way to hurt as many people as possible? And then what we try to do is plan against that.
I just think, I guess what I'm concerned about is coming down. I saw some people on Twitter yesterday saying why didn't they have snipers on the rooftops in Highland Park? I'm thinking okay, can you give it a break? Are you going to really tell the police that at a 4th of July parade we need to have snipers on the roof?
Every time?
Or are we at that point? I mean, is that what we have to do now for a small community like Highland Park, 30,000 people, probably the size of like Munster or Highland or Maryville or something like that? Let's put all the police SWAT teams on the roof so we can potentially protect everybody from some whack job that wants to bring a military-style assault weapon and shoot up the place. I mean, is that where we are in America? Is that what we have to do now?
People that want to, say the Second Amendment protects, guys like this shooter yesterday that allows him to buy a semi-automatic weapon and rain terror upon people. They would rather have that discussion about we should have cops everywhere. We should, do all this stuff.
Harden our schools,
teach our teachers how to shoot. Those are the discussions they would rather have, other than just the massive availability of guns, the ease with which you could buy them, the number, the thousands and thousands of mentally ill in our country with the easy access to guns, and the fact that, quite frankly, in our judicial system, I hate to say it, but violent criminals, violent felons are being caught by our cops, are being put in front of judges, and oftentimes they're bonding out within hours of their violent crime. So you take the failure of our judicial system, and it is failing us. It is part of the reason. The massive availability of guns, and you also have, of course, mental
illness and
mental
other things.
illness.
And I don't know. It's almost like, how did we get here? How did we get from Columbine to Highland Park?
Yeah.
Like, what
does that mean?
If those are the bookends.
Columbine was so shocking to everybody. A school,
Right.
and now it's like Uvalde, Sandy
Right.
Hook, Parkview.
Yeah.
Like
it's Buffalo. It's another week.
Well, I'm just going schools. Off the
Sure.
top of my
Okay.
head.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's how did we get from the bookends of Columbine and Highland Park, and that's to me is the shocking thing about where we are in America, because I don't know how it happened.
Mass shootings are defined as 4 or more, right?
Now they are,
Not
because they needed a definition, because they didn't even have a definition before.
Not counting the shooter. So if 4 or more people die, it's considered a mass shooting. We've had mass shootings. We have them. I know we recently had one in Gary. It doesn't get covered like it does in Highland Park, because unfortunately it happens too often in some cities. Mass shootings all the time in Chicago. Shelbyville had a shooting in the FedEx facility, and a number of people died. Noblesville school, also a semi-automatic weapon. Had it not jammed, and had we not had a hero for a teacher, we would have had a mass casualty event possibly as well.
There was a shooting in Gary. 4 people died
Yeah,
in a
I just brought
nightclub.
that up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I missed that. I'm sorry. I was reading chat. But yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, you say, I know you said like a dozen mass shootings are going to happen. Like, we only hear, like, a lot of times
I hope
the
I'm wrong,
national news.
but I'm not.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. I
I'm
hope
probably
you're wrong
low.
too,
I
but
say,
you may be low.
So if I say between now and November 8th, 2022, we'll have a dozen mass shootings, I'm probably wrong, because it'll probably be more like 3 dozen.
Just the ones that we were able to rattle off quickly. You think Buffalo, Uvalde, Highland Park, Gary, just because we know about that's 4.
Chicago.
Chicago, fine.
Chicago has a mass shooting every weekend.
If you
they
count
just
4
don't
more
cover
dead.
it. They
Right.
won't cover it, because 4 people getting shot, that's a freaking Friday night in Chicago.
Well, I mean,
that's a mass shooting.
It could be a Friday night in a lot of major cities in the country. I mean,
But I hate to say we're becoming numb, but when Chicago has a mass shooting, we're numb to it. It happens so often, right? But like when Highland Park has a mass shooting, it's shocking. It's a 4th of July parade adding insult to injury, our nation's holiday, where we have grown accustomed to going to parades and celebrating with our friends and family. Now we have to fear ourselves. We don't have to fear Russians. We don't have to fear, the Taliban or anything. We have to fear ourselves.
I saw something on social media about, I can't remember if it was a governor. Maybe I think it was Pritzker, actually. It said the irony of us celebrating our freedoms
Right.
at a 4th of July parade, and then we deal with this. So, I mean, it's just
pathetic and sad.
Yeah.
And
I don't agree with Pritzker often, but he said something yesterday like a plague that is unique to America. I thought that was an interesting.
it's an American
so true.
problem.
It's an American problem on an American holiday, on a truly American holiday.
I was going to post something like that, but I thought it was too negative. And I'm trying to I don't want to be Debbie Downer, and I love the 4th of July. It's one of my favorite holidays. It is my favorite holiday. I mean, Christmas is beautiful because it's family. It's it's a time of year, but the 4th of July is my favorite holiday. It always has been. Going back to a little kid when I'd go watch fireworks with my family, I love it. And so I posted yesterday, devastated by the news from Highland Park and the victims of USA's latest mass casualty shooting. We can't even gather anymore without the fear of an active shooter and an automatic rifle. Thoughts and prayers aren't working. We need leaders who will listen to what Americans want, not the National Rifle Association. And the reason I point that out is my opponent, Todd Young, has accepted $3 million from the NRA, and he's probably lining up to get more checks right now, because what the NRA wants from Todd Young when they give him $3 million is nothing. They want him to do nothing. Todd, I'm going to give you $3 million, and what we need from you is when Highland Park people get, when the residents of Highland Park get mowed down by these guns, I want you to do nothing. I want you to sit on your hands and don't do shit, Todd. That's what the NRA is telling him. I'm going to give you money. Don't do anything. Just sit there, send your thoughts and prayers, and shut the hell up.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. And the NRA leadership, that's what they want these legislators to do. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? We know people that are hunters and are responsible gun owners, right? Those aren't the problem. It's the NRA leadership and what they want these legislators to do, which is do nothing, just what you said, Mayor.
But the thing is, and there's millions of Hoosiers that are responsible gun owners, myself included. Mm-hmm. And what you have to realize is because of these assholes that get the guns under the freedoms that you protect, that I protected when I was in the Navy, and then these idiots like this shooter, this rapper, this kid, what's his name?
Yeah, Awake
the rapper,
mm-hmm.
goes out and buys a semi-automatic weapon and then kills a bunch of people with it. And it jeopardizes your Second Amendment rights. Do you understand? that we have to work together to solve
That's
this
a real
problem.
good point.
It's the truth.
That's
it's
a real good point.
Because this isn't going to continue. Eventually, the Second Amendment's going to get watered down, and people, the responsible gun owners aren't going to be able to be responsible gun owners anymore because of assholes like Awake the Rapper. First off, where are this guy's parents? Look at this kid. It's a cry for help. He has what hash marks on his face.
Tally marks. Yeah.
He's an idiot, man. This is like.
So I was just reading, speaking of Awake the Rapper, so he posted a music video online. It doesn't say when. And the lyrics are like, I have to do this, it's my destiny. And in the video, there's a stick figure in tactical gear carrying out an attack with a rifle. So Tom, back to your point, we have to work together and figure out how people like this are actually getting guns. Like, there's a huge warning sign right there, right?
I think so. And go ahead, Mayor. Sorry.
No. This guy's dad he ran for mayor of Highland Park, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I did. I read it yesterday. He's like a big R. And by the way, no offense to Trump supporters. This guy's a huge Trump supporter. Went to Trump's rallies, drapes himself in Trump flags. And it doesn't matter, but it does to me.
I mean,
but it does to me.
Well, at the end of the day, I think the point you made, Mayor, is a good one. That be careful, because if you take a stand that's so, I guess, dogmatic regarding the Second Amendment, be careful what you wish for, because it may come back to bite you, that your rights that you think are so important to you get watered down, because over time this can't keep going.
What about the bill they just passed? How come that didn't have any effect on this? Because the bill they passed was bullshit. It didn't even touch guns, which is the problem. The problem is guns. We did a lot with the background check and red flag laws. Wonderful. That's wonderful. I'm not criticizing it. It's progress. But it didn't touch the problem, which is the massive availability of guns and the mentally ill idiots like this guy, Chance the Rapper. Sorry. Awake the Rapper.
Whoa.
Sorry, Chance. I apologize. I do love Chance the Rapper. But Awake the Rapper, this loser was allowed to buy this gun and kill a bunch of kids and a bunch of families celebrating the 4th of July, which jeopardizes my gun rights. It jeopardizes my ability to exercise under the Second Amendment.
John, I know you just traveled to the UK, and we've all been everybody in this room has been to Europe before. This is truly an American issue. I mean, I was just talking to Ethan, who was in Denmark last year, and my son Ethan, and he mentioned there was a shooting in Denmark at a mall, and it was like the first time they had thought of that they had a shooting in memory. And it's just I don't get why why we're so much different than the rest of the world on this issue, and why it's. I mean, you were in the UK, John. I know you mentioned a conversation you had with some friends of yours.
Oh yeah, it's the idea of having a handgun in the UK is like shocking to them.
Yeah.
However, what they've heard over here, they said they completely understand why you would own a handgun, because you know that your neighbors on each side have handguns, right? It's almost like you have to have a gun to live in America. It's bizarre. Yeah. So here's a question for you. You guys asked, how did we get from Columbine to Highland Park? Yep. How did we get from before Columbine to Columbine?
Yeah, true.
This was not always like this, right?
Yeah.
They actually taught gun safety classes in school.
When I was a kid, we prepared for nuclear bombs.
Yes. Yeah.
We went we prepared for earthquakes.
Which was ridiculous.
We never prepared for... I did, though.
No, I know we
did,
too.
You would go underneath the desk. For a nuclear bomb.
Not going to help us.
We prepared for nuclear bombs. We prepared for earthquakes. I was in California.
Yeah. And we prepared for tornadoes here.
Shootings.
Tornadoes. Well, I mean, think about this in high school, right? If there was a beef with somebody, or there was a fight at a party.
Every day after school.
I don't even remember anybody saying, like, I've got a knife, I'm going to knife you. I mean, let alone, I've got a gun.
I would see a knife as a kid.
You see them, but not like...
Right. I never saw a knife fight.
Right.
I would crap my pants if I saw a knife fight, right?
But now, I think... Like the kids that are our kids, if they're at a party and there's a fight, I think you have to worry that someone's going to pull out a gun.
Well, hold it. Do they even fight anymore? Do kids fight?
Right.
Jill, you have shootouts.
Jill, you taught high school. You used to teach high school, not long ago,
They
right?
still fight in the hallways.
Do they fight after school? That's when we always used to fight.
Yeah, they do.
See, but nobody ever bought a gun.
No.
Now there's a risk
Good
of that.
Good old-fashioned fist fight.
That's right.
I got my ass kicked when I was small. I had a big guy's attitude, and I was like 110 pounds. I used to get my ass kicked regularly in school. I know that shocks people when I say that.
Kevin's like, where have the days gone where I can go to a Steely Dan concert and start a fight
and not worry about getting shot?
Not worry about getting shot.
Kevin knew he was at the top of the physical pyramid. When Kevin goes to Steely Dan concert, he's at the top of the...
I finally feel like I'm at the top.
He's like,
somewhere.
Listen here, sweater guy.
That's That's right. I can
Put
get
your
tough.
wine
there's
down.
There's few places I can
Put
be a
your
tough
wine
guy.
down. Kevin is definitely one
Kevin's
of the
the
tough guys.
alpha male.
It's a Steely Dan concert. He changed his personality when he walks
Sad.
in there.
Sad.
He
Learn
does.
to work the saxophone. And Kevin brings
Shut
out
the
his
fuck
rage.
up.
It brings out his rage.
All right. Well, that's a happy ending to it, or not a happy ending, a funny end of that segment, but not a funny segment.
How
It's
did we
a
get
sad
here?
segment. And, honestly, I'm taking a different attitude in my race. Not because of what happened yesterday. I've been doing this anyway, but I'm just going to go hardcore because I've seen a number of candidates in Indiana, Democratic candidates I'm talking, that failed. Okay, and I've seen like what they've told me is like the third rail, things you have to stay away from in Indiana politics if you're going to be successful as a Democrat. And it's almost like ingrained in young Dems like myself. I'm not young anymore, but like as I was growing up in the party and Hoosier Democrats I'm talking, they would tell you things like this is what you got to do to win, and this is what you got to do to win, and certainly don't want to do this. Okay, so I'm going to talk about some of the things I've been told and some of the things I'm not doing. I'm just going to embrace this. Okay, first one, you got to be pro-gun as a Democrat, and you got to be pro-life as a Democrat. This is what I've always been told. It's a necessary thing. And look at our candidates. Our candidates, Democrats, usually make excuses about guns, right? They usually, and our last few statewide candidates have been pro-life, right? So I'm just going to make it clear. My campaign, I'm standing tall and proud with women, and I'm 100% pro-choice. I'm not making any excuses. I grew up Catholic, confirmed Catholic, baptized obviously Catholic. I understand how the church feels about this issue. And, even though I may personally sympathize with people that, that view this, the fact is, as a policymaker, I can't impose this policy upon the women in Indiana. It's ridiculous. So 100% pro-choice, 100% military-style assault weapon ban. Like, I don't think there's any reason to have them anymore. And I know that I'm going to lose votes by saying this. I just want you to know it's ruining our society right now. I think we need to look at, just like when President Clinton was the president, we have to look at a military-style assault weapon ban in America and get back to that, because what's happening in the streets of America and our 4th of July festivals and our schools and our churches and our malls is not the America that we want our kids to grow up in. And we got to stand tall. And I tell you, I understand the Second Amendment just as well as anybody. I'm an attorney. I'm licensed to practice law. Another thing I'm doing, supporting the LGBTQ community, loud and proud. All right, I'm love for all. Same-sex marriage should be codified in federal law, just like Roe versus Wade. It should be codified so that the Supreme Court can't take it, like they took our rights under Roe versus Wade. I'm also supporting Hoosier unions. That's usually typical of statewide candidates, and I'm also advocating for cannabis legalization. So cannabis is something that a lot of longtime Democrats think I'm crazy on. Of course, when I talk about assault weapons ban, that people think I'm crazy. Pro-life, pro-choice. A lot of people think I'm crazy to take that position. I've seen a lot of failed statewide Democratic candidates that tell me what to stay away from, and I've noticed that I'm not staying away from them.
Well, you're not a typical candidate. I think, and Mayor, I think what you just said is important because it really differentiates you from a lot of candidates that we've seen in the past. Not that they're bad people. They've been very successful. They're great people.
Some of them won.
Absolutely. I think the Democratic Party is refreshed to see your candidacy. When you go around the state, I can't tell you how many people say to me, man, I'm so happy Tom's running because this is the kind of Democrat we need to run.
Okay, so 100% cannabis legalization, supporter of the Hoosier unions. That's not anything different. Support the LGBTQ community. Advocate for same-sex marriage to be codified. Ban on military-style assault weapons. Maybe it's 10 years is what President Clinton could get away with at the time, but we should look at longer. Pro-choice. Codify Roe versus Wade.
Can we go back to unions real quick? Because I know you kind of just went over it as if it was like not a big deal.
Yeah,
but
for me, it's not.
But I mean,
I've always been.
Right? I know you have.
Right.
But I think it's important for working people in Indiana to know how important unions are and that they're under attack by Todd Young. And
definitely
and
him and
right
his
to work
ilk.
and
Mhm.
PLAs.
Right.
I mean, it's important to have a candidate that's standing up for labor
Or
standing up for labor.
Turning down jobs, Kev.
Yeah, infrastructure.
He voted against $7 billion in infrastructure and $1 billion in ARP. This is the same guy that supported the Trump tax cuts and every spending package Donald Trump had, right?
Yeah, but now all of a sudden it's a deficit because of Biden. But that it's important for labor and people that are in unions that are listening right now. It's important for you to understand the Democratic Party is who has your back.
Yeah,
don't forget that. And Tom McDermott has your back.
We're going to be making the case. So
all right, let's do some ads.
I'm sorry about the heavy I mean, obviously, when something happens during the 4th of July, like what happened yesterday, and we're real close to Highland Park over here, so obviously we feel it more than other parts of the country, I'm sure, but we got to make changes, America, because your kids and your grandkids, the country they're growing up in, the world they're growing up in, is a scary place right now. It's a scary. I'm a 53-year-old man. I've never seen it worse than it is right now. And I grew up during Vietnam, by the way. I've never seen us more divided. I've never seen it worse than it is right now. And that's just how I feel. I mean, Jill, do you feel the same way? Like, are you scared right now? Or, honest to God, I'm not leading you.
I mean, do I walk around in fear? No, but I mean, it's a different climate than it was,
I don't walk
15,
around in fear.
20, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think about it, but it's, if you step back and just look at everything, it's a completely different climate than it was 20
When you're
years
in
ago.
a big group of people, like last night, were you nervous at all, or did you feel safe with the police presence?
We had a strong police presence last night. So.
And we will during the fest, too.
Yeah.
We're making it like, once you get into that umbrella, basically, you're safe, because there's going to be cops everywhere.
But just being like on the back end of events, I always am looking for, okay, if something happens, this is what I'm going to do. This is where I'm going to move my employees. I mean, you can't put on events and not think about that at some level.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a question here in chat earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are they going to allow people to carry their guns at Festival Lakes now that it's legal? I assume they're talking about the open carry law, which...
No.
Yeah, well, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Is
No.
the answer. Next.
That's right.
All right. Do some ads and come back.
It's true. The publicist. No,
Well, there's never been guns allowed at the
No,
fest.
no weapons.
Yeah.
Weapons.
There's no weapons, yeah.
the promoter in this case doesn't want guns to be at the fest, and we listen to the promoter, and there will not be. So they'll be checked at the door, just like every year at the Festival of Lakes, and they will not be allowed in.
Have you actually had that? People have to.
Yeah.
People have brought weapons, and then they're like,
Oh,
the
yeah.
cops are like, "We'll hold on
yeah.
to this till you leave."
You have to go through.
Wow.
If you
metal
want,
detectors.
or you can take it back.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah,
Some people
we've
don't
never,
pick them up on the way out.
I mean, yeah, that's a great idea. The recipe for success is getting people wasted and having weapons in there. I mean, we already, unfortunately, during shows, we do have fights sometimes. Of course, we have thousands and thousands of people, and we'll do on a typical night 50 or 60 kegs of beer. So, and obviously it's not just beer people are drinking. So So anyway,
Yeah. How about that? Did you guys see the Eagles concert?
Yeah.
There was a huge
Yeah.
brawl during "Take It Easy." It's so
In England.
it's
oh
like
my god.
that's like Kevin
Just a
with
brawl, though.
Steely Dan, though.
Yeah.
Well, I've been running down the road trying to loosen my load.
I was looking for Kevin in the crowd. I was like, this
Got
is
a
his kind
world
of
of
fight.
trouble on my mind. Looking for a lover. Won't throw my cover.
They said they kept singing.
Hard to find. It's in the VIP plus section too.
It was.
Literally, I know.
It was.
Plus, because it's senior citizens?
Yeah, right. Plus,
were a
it's
lot
like
of
it
older
was
people
on
there.
the stage. Like they're literally right underneath the feet of the Eagles, kicking each other's ass.
What do you think they were fighting about?
Take it easy. They couldn't have picked a better song. It was like when
No.
at the Festival of the Lakes when
It was 2 Chainz, and they
No, I was thinking of MC Hammer. The worst storm I've ever seen at the Festival of Lakes is bearing down. And I was like a relatively new mayor at the time. I'm like, we're not letting anybody go. We were killing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we finally cut the show, like in the storm.
But it was during Too Legit to Quit.
during Too Legit to Quit. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. That is
Too
true.
legit. Too legit to quit. Bum, bum. Too legit. Too legit to quit. Bum, bum. I'm out. See you guys.
No way.
Yes,
That's
he quit.
That
fucking
happened.
hilarious.
That happened.
Dude, I went from the
You can't
Eagles
write
to
this,
MC
John.
Hammer. Like, I'm singing songs from the Eagles and MC Hammer in the same
Well,
day.
no one has ever said that your
I know music.
repertoire of music
Yeah.
is small. It is.
It's
a
universal,
It is
man.
universal.
Yeah.
Too legit to quit. Bum, bum.
You know,
Too legit.
the season's getting good when Mayor starts singing more.
Yeah.
because he's taken off his singing for
depends.
a while.
No, I sing still.
I know, but I like it when you sing.
I didn't do California style. I know it upsets
Well, it's
you.
coming up. Let's do it.
I know
Let's
it
do some
upsets
ads.
you.
We're gonna do ads and have some fun when
I
we
do
come
it to
back.
screw with Kevin's head. Yeah, we got some funny stories, including great products at reasonable prices from Rudy Giuliani for
All right.
some
Stay
sandals.
tuned. Stay tuned for that.
We got you can't as Destiny Scott Wells said, you can't have scandals. You can't spell scandals without sandals. So
Wait till you hear
that was a
this.
good tweet, Destiny. I'm very proud of her.
Calumet Brewing.
Thanks.
Nearly
Wait,
10 years. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Speaking of Destiny, are you guys in a Twitter follower competition? I saw something.
I think she is.
She's going to pass my ass up, too.
She's trying.
Oh, it's back and forth. It's interesting. But
I'm just sitting there like...
I agree.
Focusing on,
I agree.
Running the city of Hammond and running for U.S. Senate. And
she's in it. She was even staying up late.
Yeah, I saw a tweet from her saying, like, this morning I had 1,000 more than Tom. Now he has 1,000 more than me.
She had 1,000 more than me?
That's what I saw.
You need to get your priorities straight.
I think she looked at the wrong... I don't know.
Well, she's been pushing. She's been pushing.
I have like 7,000,
yeah,
which isn't enough. And I appreciate everything Destiny's doing to try to increase my followers.
Yes.
And her followers have gone way up. What's she at?
6162.
Yeah.
She's at 6162.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great. I like how she referred to me as campaign big brother. I appreciate that, Destiny. I am the big brother of the campaign. I'm running with an all-woman ticket. I screwed the ticket up. My bad.
No, you didn't screw it up.
Me and my testosterone messing things up.
Wow, she posts a lot.
Yes, she did yesterday. So,
all right.
Let's
We're
do
going to do
ads
here? Go ahead.
Let's do some ads.
You started it. Go.
Well, all right. Then John got us back on
Sorry.
Destiny. Nearly 10 years in the making. Bud Light next. Their first zero-carb beer is the result of a brewing breakthrough, making the impossible possible. Super crisp and refreshing, Bud Light Next is a light lager with a 4% ABV and is brewed with the highest quality ingredients while containing only 80 calories, 0 grams of sugar, and 0 carbs. Here's to what's next. Head over to calbrew.com for more info. Cheers with beer.
Executive Suites 2. Executive Suite Squared, commonly known as ES2, is a first-class executive office environment located on 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. ES2 offers flexible membership plans that provide the privacy of dedicated, fully furnished offices with 24/7 secured access. For more information on their basic or private office membership packages or to rent one of their state-of-the-art conference rooms, call them at 219-844-2901 or visit them at executivesuites2.com. That's executivesuites and the number 2.com.
This is working out perfectly on the reads because here comes Grazolia's Concrete was voted number 1 in the Times Best of the Region in 2020, 2021, and now 2022. Grazolia's Concrete specializes in all concrete projects, and they've been using the original cement finish in the
California style.
Since 1972.
You got to feel it.
He won't
I'm
give
not
it to
feeling
me.
It. I'm not.
They
feeling
also
it. You won't give
offer
it to me.
stamped and colored concrete. Call now at the correct number 219-659-4127 to get your project lined up for this summer.
Mission Marijuana. Are you looking for the closest cannabis dispensary to Northwest Indiana? Are you searching for the best prices? Are you searching for unbeatable customer service?
You looking for Mike Tyson?
Then look no further. Stop in Mission Dispensary, located in Calumet City, across the street from River Oaks Mall on Torrance Avenue. Visit missiondispensaries.com to learn more. I got a funny story about that.
Yes.
So I was visiting Mission Dispensary on a trip to Illinois, where I was not coming back. You know what I'm saying? It was the day of the concert.
The
right?
dead show?
Dead show. So I'm going there and I'm with others, okay? And I go in, I'm like, hey, I'll take care of, the necessary supplies for our trip to the dead show. So I'm in line and I go up to this lady and she's looking at me weird. And I'm like, hey. And she's like, did you order? I'm like, yeah. And she goes, let me see your ID. And I give it to her. She looks at my ID. She looks at me.
This is going to be great.
And then she goes into the back room, and I'm like, damn, man. She's like staring me down. So I'm like, I hope she doesn't know me, right? Because it's embarrassing. I don't care, because I'm not breaking the law.
Right.
But I'm not going back home with it, right? So I'm sitting there, and then she comes out, and she's got this skeptical look on her face. She's looking right at me. And I'm like, what?
What did I do?
And she goes, are you my mayor? And I'm like, Jesus. I'm like,
oh, that's
dude,
great.
this place is packed. I'm like, and then everybody like looks at me. I'm like, there's got to be like a violation of HIPAA in here somewhere, right? And
I'm like, here for medical marijuana.
I'm like, and then it's like, I'm going to the show with like multiple people, so it looks like I have a problem.
Did you have that
right?
shirt on?
No, I had
you're
my
buying a
dead show.
ton of
I had
stuff.
my tie dye on. So like she's looking and she's like, "You're my mayor, and look at what you're ordering." I'm like, "I'm going with a lot of people. This isn't all for me. I promise,
personal.
right?"
This is not personal.
Yeah, we got to work on our bedside manner with some people.
All right, Gabe.
It's like it's like medical transaction.
don't bust the-
It's a medical transaction here,
it?
right?
Is it?
If I'm buying like herpes medicine, the pharmacist isn't going to be like, "Oh, mayor, is this herpes medicine?" Like you don't do that shit, right?
So is that misdemeanor ignorance or felonious
That is
ignorance?
misdemeanor ignorance. I like this
You've
whole
been charged
concept.
with ignorance.
That is, sorry, ma'am. I'm going to have to charge you with ignorance. It's a misdemeanor.
citizen's arrest.
Thankfully for you, dude. It's a medical transaction. Like, Mayor McDermott, is this herpes medicine? Like, what? Nobody does that, right?
Yeah,
I don't order herpes medicine. I'm bringing it up.
This is an example.
I'm bringing it up as an example,
Example,
right?
yes.
So anyway, yeah, Mission Marijuana.
All right, there you go. Thank you. Thank you to our sponsors, including Mission Marijuana.
I love Mission Marijuana.
The
It is my go-to, by the way, when I'm going to Grateful Dead shows,
Yeah,
which is
In Illinois.
Illinois. Never crossing back.
twice in the last month.
It is my go-to.
The Bug Guy Pest Control. Stop hosting all-you-can-eat buffets for furry pests and open bars for ants and flying insects at your home. Make sure the garbage gets taken out to a closed garbage can, wash dishes daily, and never let them collect for days in the sink. Look for leaf clutter and water collection points around your home and eliminate them. With these efforts and a call to the Bug Guy, you too can enjoy a pest-free summer. To learn more or schedule an inspection, call 219-810-7481 or visit thebugguynwi.com today. I am calling him today. I'm calling him.
For your home?
Yes.
You have bugs?
No, not. I mean, I need an annual. The annual spraying or whatever.
That's
It's
a
gotta
thing?
get done. Yeah, absolutely. I should have done it in the spring, and I waited too long, so I need to do it.
I think one thing the advertisers here can be sure of is they will get their return on investment just from us supporting
Yes,
them.
agreed.
Even if we
right?
give the wrong phone number.
Yes.
You're still...
Thank you,
embarrassing.
Steve.
Fear not. You'll get your money back from us.
We will. We'll
Yeah.
talk about you. We'll give you your money. Ron J. Preston Insurance Agency has been located for decades right on the boulevard, Indianapolis Boulevard, that is, in Hammond, serving all your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide variety of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Preston Agency serves over 1,000 people and businesses all around Chicagoland and the Midwest area. Call Ron, Ronnie, or Michael at 219-844-0103.
Thanks to all our sponsors, and I also want to thank Jack and Amy Smith from helping our Mexico numbers go up.
Nice.
They're watching from Punta Cana.
Punta Cana, hola, señor.
I'm sure the
Muy
weather's
bien.
terrible there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, Jack. Thanks for listening.
You don't have anything better to do in Punta Cana than listen to this podcast.
That is how exciting and important Lockpot is. to some
They're probably
people.
chilling on the patio. I would do that in the morning.
Yeah, throw it on.
Chill on the patio. You're like recovering from the buffets and booze from the night before.
Relaxing, watching the ocean.
That's right.
And listening to Lockpot.
That's right. It's good night.
Well, we talked about this last episode. We talked about it. We previewed it a little bit even before the break. And now we're going to talk about Rudy Giuliani. How weird. Well, John, let's hear. You said something before we started today about Rudy Giuliani and how like bizarre he just seems to you lately.
Well, because he wasn't all bad, man.
He was a good mayor.
America's mayor.
I read that. I have that book, Leadership. I'm throwing that shit in the garbage today.
No.
I'm going to film myself throwing it in the garbage. What? I can't keep this book.
Not leadership anymore.
It's on my wall.
I saw a clip of him at some rally, and the microphone was kind of messed up. He had to like hold the cord into it. But I felt kind of bad for him. He just doesn't look well, kind of unkempt. And I was like, man, what happened to Giuliani?
Ever since the Borat episode, ever since
That
he was on
is it.
Borat
That
at the
started it.
It was like
I
downhill.
think that was the one that highlighted it to America.
Yep.
I bet you his family noticed he was slipping way before then.
I was like, whoa.
Because seriously, he almost pulled his junk out on Borat. He was very close to pull
Bizarro
that.
world.
If Borat doesn't bust in,
Agreed.
his
Agreed. He does
his
something.
manhood
He does
would have been on
something
full
very,
display. Yeah.
very bad.
Hey,
for him.
it was like deceitful editing, according to him. Okay, guys, give him a break.
I'm sorry. Maybe it was.
Did you see that?
I saw a clip of it at the time.
He
when it was
totally
going
thought he
around.
was getting some action.
That's why you need to see it, John, to make a decision whether it was.
He
editing
thought
or
he
not.
was getting action, John.
Should we find
It's
that?
humiliating.
Should we
It's
pull that up?
humiliating.
It's
I
very
was humiliated for him. I don't
agree.
like him. It's
agree.
humiliating.
It was like
It was
you
so
know, like when
obvious.
you're in your seat and you're squirming. It
Oh,
was like you're squirming.
It was so brutal.
Like,
he thought,
oh, please,
He
Rudy.
thought for sure this lady wants me, and we're gonna go into the bedroom. It's a long clip, John. You're not gonna.
Oh God, I just see screenshots of it. It doesn't look good.
It's brutal.
It's brutal.
He thought for sure, but now he sells sandals.
Yeah,
ladies
let's
and
put that up,
gentlemen.
John. Can we get that? Can we
Yeah.
get the sandals up?
So if you're in need of sandals, and you know, when you're thinking about the health and comfort of your feet, who else do you think of? Rudy Giuliani, of course.
Except
let's pedal
I
sandals.
went to pull up the link and it says, this page doesn't exist.
Really?
Oh, no.
Try searching for something else.
Luckily,
Lockpot is on the job.
here was the quote. Here was the post
Luckily,
from last.
Kevin screenshot it.
Thank God we didn't do this last week.
Lockpot on the job. See,
Who
when
thinks we
Rudy
don't
Giuliani
pre-show?
deletes sandal texts, sandal tweets, we're on it for you, ladies.
Now
and
look
gentlemen.
at where it's at. It's at the My Pillow guy. So it's at mypillow.com. There's a promo code of Rudy.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
Yes,
look at this.
at
Promo code
mypillow.com.
Rudy.
They were regular. These were $80.
Look at these sandals. These were $80, but with promo code Rudy, $49.98.
Oh, no wonder the MyPillow guy's a billionaire.
That's like 40% off.
So you've got the MyPillow freak.
I'm getting them for sure.
This is there's so many ways you can go with this.
You know what I suggest in lieu of Rudy Giuliani sandals? I suggest these.
The Hey Dudes.
Nice.
Hey Dudes are the stuff. I was going to say, yeah, they're the shit.
Wow, you should see your leg on the video.
Really?
It's
something very sexy. I work hard on them. But the Hey Dudes are super comfortable. They're
should get
super
them as a
loose.
sponsor.
It's like slippers. You slip them on. You walk around. My mom got them for me last year.
Nice of her.
I already used one, and I already bought another.
And that's saying something because you are a person who keeps their shoes.
Yeah. Hey Dude.
Like you're not a throw away my shoes no matter
I'll
what.
wear this the rest of the summer.
All right.
Yeah. This. Hey Dudes.
Hey Dudes.
Skip the Giuliani sandals for $50. Just get Hey Dudes.
Is this his first merchandising endeavor?
Oh, I doubt it. But this is something. He took it down. John, you know what? We got to do some investigation at some other time about like what happened to the sandals ad.
You know what he
Why
should
it was taken down.
He should also sell that mascara that was dripping down his face.
It might have been hair dye.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Rudy Giuliani hair dye.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the graphic. The graphic is so
It's
cringe.
so bizarre. And it's got like the flag in the background. Like, oh yeah, it's American to wear these $80 sandals.
That are made probably in China.
Get it.
Mm-hmm.
Could
All right.
literally get a pair
All
of
right.
Yeezys
Thank you,
for
Rudy.
this. I'm
Let's
not gonna
move on
buy
to the next
Giuliani.
story, which is something that's interesting to me. Kevin and I have visited. I've visited Louisville quite a bit, actually.
Yes.
Because that's one of my bases, campaign-wise. When I campaign in Southern Indiana, we do a one-way car rentals, and I drive from Chicago, basically, across the state of Indiana, and usually end up in New Albany, Indiana, as one of my final campaign stops, where I ditch my car at Louisville Airport and fly home.
Well, Louisville also is one of the TV network areas in the state, right? I mean, there's a TV presence in Louisville. Obviously, it's a big city.
Yeah. No,
and it comes over to Indiana. That's like if you live in New Albany, you watch Louisville TV.
In Louisville, in this area that we're talking about here, the Louisville mayor got punched by a constituent named Antoine Brown of Louisville, 30 years old, at an event last Tuesday.
4th Street Live.
That's 4th Street Live.
4th Street's like their big. That's like kind of their big go-to street.
That's right where I stay. By the way, the thing that's interesting about Louisville to me, as an outsider, I don't go there a lot. I've been there less than a dozen times in my life. Okay, very nice downtown area. Okay, very nice. You know, you could scoot around. The riverfront is gorgeous. The architecture is amazing. The bridges. They have a couple nice museums. Muhammad Ali. They have a Louisville baseball bat museum. Okay. And then if you get out of that downtown area, it is like totally different. It's when I say totally different, it's dangerous. And I know a dangerous neighborhood. I live in the Chicago area. I've been in dangerous neighborhoods. Some would say I do live in in an area that some people would consider dangerous. So when I'm in a dangerous neighborhood, I know it. And that's the thing about downtown Louisville is when you're out of the downtown, you're like, whoa, like suddenly different neighborhood.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? We've taken some scooters through Louisville, and there are some really historic, gorgeous neighborhoods that you go through that are outside of downtown as well, like really, really nice old homes. But then you get into areas that it's pretty ramshackle. Like the houses are really in bad condition. But I mean, it's like any city, right? You have to remember when you're in a city, whether it be Hammond, Gary, Louisville, Chicago,
I don't know.
you have nice neighborhoods and you have not so nice neighborhoods.
Honestly, I think in Kentucky, because I've only been to Nashville one time and it was passing through. I haven't hung out in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I understand about Nashville, I don't understand how they let Louisville slide like that, quite frankly.
I've been to Nashville many times.
And it's nice, right?
Yeah,
Is there bad
very
neighborhoods
nice.
in Nashville?
Haven't been to any, but
Okay.
I haven't looked either.
There's
I'm sure
bad
there
neighborhoods
are.
in Louisville. There's bad neighborhoods in Louisville. There are.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for the mayor took one to the face from a constituent, which I do not advocate.
You guys
No.
want to see this?
Yeah, let's see it.
I'm anti.
All right.
And he had security detail.
I'm
too,
anti-punching
by the way.
mayors, for the record.
Here we go.
It's in the. Yeah, we see this dude coming up. Oh, there's the mayor.
He's walking up purposely. Bam!
Oh, no, that was
Son
the.
of
Well, that's a good one.
dude.
Wow. It's going to show
And then
it
the
again in
security
slow-mo.
detail comes up. That was something, man. That was something. That was a
Holy
punch.
shit! I know a lot
There
of
it
you
is
couldn't
again.
see it, but he like ran up on the mayor.
He like double stepped.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he
that
leaned
was at
into
4th
that.
Street Live, huh?
And I thought
There's
the
the
mayor's
security.
security detail goes after him.
But
See,
then, like, stops.
He didn't even try to get
No.
away.
But
I think somebody got him from behind the other way.
that
Okay, good.
that could happen, honestly. Like, I'm the
It
only
could happen
time
at the parade yesterday.
I don't really have security detail,
Nope.
so like it would easily happen to me.
All right, Tom. So someone comes up to you and tries to punch you. You're fighting back, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
no doubt. I'd get pulled off by the cops.
This guy had no. This
I
mayor
wouldn't
had
even
no
think
clue
about
was
it.
coming.
No, he
No,
said
it depends.
it said it surprised him, and he also said one good thing that came out of this was he said he knows now that he can still take a punch. So
Yeah.
he said that. But,
Yeah.
So I'm sure he was just shocked. There's got to be a moment of shock.
How old is the mayor? Do you know?
Totally.
He's probably, I would say, 50.
Really?
You know, probably in that age. Mayor Greg Fisher. So.
Wow.
And he
man.
defended his security detail. He said, yeah, well, security was present, and obviously hard to stop someone that just kind of walks
Yeah.
up out of the blue like that. So we're always taking a look at our security detail, making adjustments as needed. There's a lot going on at that moment, and clearly they'll find this individual. I'm glad I could see I can still take a punch.
So when the mayor says making adjustments is needed, that means they fired the security guard.
No,
I don't know.
I don't know.
So,
What
I mean, what do you
gonna
do, right?
What
as
do you
mayor,
do?
as mayor, like honestly, as an elected official, it's your job to be in the public talking to your constituents,
And not surrounded by like 4 security guards.
The scary thing is, thank God that the guy didn't have a gun. He could have walked up and killed him.
Yep.
That's the thing. Like nowadays, you're lucky if you got punched. You know,
I
like
mean,
what if he
you're right.
walked up and
There's-
shot him in the head? Then we'd have a dead mayor.
There's a significant risk of any elected official that happening to. We saw it happen to Gabby Giffords. I mean,
Yeah.
she's standing at a rally. She gets shot. So
Do we know why yet? Why he punched the mayor? Did he
never
say?
said.
Wow.
Never
I'm
said.
sure it's
Just,
super important.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
his garbage wasn't picked up one
Yeah.
day.
Pothole.
It was late.
Right.
You know.
I'm sure. Yeah. It's a. I hope that guy. I'm sure he's getting charged with felony, but
I
I
would
hope he
think
gets
so,
jammed up.
yeah.
Like he should get federal charges and just get jammed up.
I
Right.
don't know if it's a federal charge, but
All right. And then
Antoine Brown, 30.
Kevin wanted to include this story out of San Diego, and we got video.
Sounds
for this
like
one.
Tom didn't.
No. I think it's a good story. It's a good one, and Kevin brought it up, so I'm giving credit where credit is due.
Yeah, we saw this yesterday on Twitter when Tom and I were sitting pre-showing, and it just I had seen this before, but it's just crazy. This is the tweet basically says, "Happy 10-year anniversary to the greatest fireworks show in history when San Diego ignited 7,000 fireworks at the very same moment on accident."
I had not seen this.
Oh, this is
until
it's so good.
It's like a nuclear explosion. It's literally like a mushroom cloud.
like the girls like that game.
Either that or
Hey, you're right.
Very close to where the
dude.
How about that boat?
Okay, hold it. It's nighttime now, but like during the first part of this video, it was literally daylight out.
That's a good
Go
point.
back. Go back to the beginning. What? It looks like it's daytime. Look at.
Oh, you're right.
It's like you can't even tell it's nighttime with this because it's so. And then once it actually dies down, you can see how dark it is.
Thank God someone was filming.
That is unreal, man.
7,000. That's what it looks like. 7,000 fireworks at once. Happy Independence Day, San Diego.
All right, guys. I think that's a good way to end the show. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Thank you, Jill, for covering Notorious LMP, who worked till 3 a.m. and gave you a super early morning call. We appreciate you covering
She
the show.
actually texted me probably like around 7 o'clock last night.
Oh, nice.
Fair enough.
Thanks for being here, Joe.
Hopefully
we appreciate you
Lindsay's
covering.
resting.
And we're looking forward to the last show on Friday. John?
Hey.
And by the way, we have Mayor Emily Siren.
Yeah, from
coming on.
Zionsville coming on.
Zionsville Mayor.
We're going to have a swear-off, a cuss-off between the two.
Are
of
we
you.
really?
Well,
I gotta-
we'll see. We'll do some
Yeah.
fun with that.
She's the fucking mayor of Zionsville.
Yeah, and she let people know it.
Right, yeah. So like she's gonna be great. And for those of you that think I'm just driving f-bombs, there was she went viral in a response a couple weeks ago. We
About
talked about
Uvalde.
it. Yeah, about Uvalde, and we talked about it on the show. So Mayor Emily is going to be on the show for our season finale on Friday. We're looking forward to that. John Besmar.
You know, I don't want to forget, Mayor, before we leave that, it's almost Fest Week. Next week, Festival of the Lakes. And this week is the traditional launch party on Thursday. So if you're in the region, if you happen to be up in Lake County or Porter County or LaPorte County or Newton County or wherever, if you're up this way, stop by Byway Brewing, also a former sponsor, on Thursday, July 7th from 5 to 8. Music by Blue Submarine. And hang out at the Festival of the Lakes launch party. It's always fun and free to go.
Blue Submarine. Lindsay's in that group.
I
Is
think
she gonna be
Tommy is
playing?
too.
Yeah, Tommy's. Tommy.
Whoa.
I'm not sure if Tommy's in the group.
I
know
think Ray is too.
Ray is definitely.
Yeah.
Ray asking me. I'm not sure how many people know Ray, but yeah, Lindsay right here from Lockpod is one of the singers in Blue Submarine. Tommy, I know, is playing with them. I'm not sure if he's in the band, but anyway.
Oh,
5 to 8.
5 to 8
p.m.
July 7th, Byway Brewery. Should be a good time, and maybe they'll come out with a new beer for the fest. That'd be great.
Good way to launch the fest. So.
All right, Jay Vez, good to see you, bud.
Thanks
for being here. Kevin Chandler, thanks for having dinner with me at Applebee's last night. And to the guy that brought about the new crime in Indiana, the crime of ignorance. Thank you to the gentleman across from us for giving us that great idea. So you're being charged with ignorance, level 4.
Level
I
4.
love this.
Level 4
This is
ignorance.
gonna be a lockpot thing.
I love it.
For
Ignorance.
sure.
The crime of ignorance is a serious problem in America nowadays. And coming from the candidate from the locomotive, it was great to see you guys. We only have one episode left, so let's make sure we have a good audience for Mayor Emily on Friday, the last episode of Lockpod Season 6. So thanks, everybody, for listening. Talk to you on Friday. Take care, everybody. Lockpod's out.